All right, we are on chapter 2, Consumer Protection Council. The Consumer Protection Council, and it says 4:1. The central government may, by notification, establish with effect from such date as it may specify in such notification a council to be known as the Central Consumer Protection Council, hereinafter referred to as the Central Council. 2. The Central Council shall consist of the following members, namely: A. The Minister in charge of consumer affairs in the central government, who shall be its chairman, and B. Such member of other official or non-official members representing such interests as may be prescribed. Procedure for meetings of the Central Council. 5:1. The Central Council shall meet as and when necessary, but at least one meeting of the Council shall be held every year. 2. The Central Council shall meet at such time and place as the chairman may think fit and shall observe such procedure in regard to the transaction of his business as may be prescribed. Objections of the Central Council. 6. The objections of the Central Council shall be to promote and protect the rights of the consumer, such as: A. The right to be protected against the marketing of goods and services which are hazardous to life and property. B. The right to be informed about the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard, and price of goods or services as the case may be, so as to protect the consumer against unfair trade practices. C. The right to be assured, wherever possible, access to the variety of goods and services at competitive prices. D. The right to be heard and to be assured that consumers' interests will receive due consideration at appropriate forums. E. The right to seek redressal against unfair trade practices or restrictive trade practices or unscrupulous exploitation of consumers. And F. The right to consumer education. 1. Substituted for the Department of Food and Civil Supplies by the Consumer Protection Amendment Act. 1993, WEF 18.6, 1933. 2. Substituted for not less than 3 meetings, IBIT. 3. Inserted, IBIT. And we on Consumer Protection Act 1986. The State Consumer Protection Council. The State Consumer Protection Council. 7:1. The state government may, by notification, establish with effect from such date as it may specify in such notification a council to be known as the Consumer Protection Council, for hereinafter referred to as State Council. 2. The State Council shall consist of the following members, namely: A. The Minister in charge of consumer affairs in the state government, who shall be its chairman. B. Such member of other official or non-official members representing such interests as may be prescribed by the state government. 3. The state government shall meet as and when necessary, but not less than 2 meetings shall be held every year. 4. The state council shall meet at such time and place as the chairman may think fit and shall observe such procedure in regard to the transaction of his business as may be prescribed by the state government. Objections of the state council. 8. The objections of every state council shall be to promote the protection within the state, the rights of the consumer laid down in clauses A to F of Section 6. Chapter 3, Consumer Disputes Redressal Agencies. Establishment of Consumer Disputes Redressal Agencies. 9. There shall be established for the purposes of this act the following agency, namely, A. The Consumer Disputes Redressal Forum, to be known as the District Forum, established by the state government in each district of the state by notification, provided that the state government may, if it deems fit, establish more than one district forum in the district. B. A Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, to be known as the State Commission, established by the state government in the state by notification. And C. A National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission, established by the state government by notification. 1. Substituted for subsection 2 by the Consumer Protection Amendment Act 1993, WEF 186, 1993, 2 words with the prior approval of the central government omitted, IBIT. 3. Inserted, IBIT 1/7/1987. And this right here, it's like a chart. 1.11 S11 composition of the district forum. 10. Each district forum shall consist of a person who is or has been or is qualified to be a district judge, who shall be its president. B. 2 other members who shall be persons of ability, integrity, and standing, and have adequate knowledge or experience of, or have shown capacity in dealing with problems relating to economics, law, commerce, accountancy, industry, public affairs, or administration, one of whom shall be a woman. It looked like 1A. Every appointment under subsection 1 shall be made by the state government on the recommendation of a selection committee consisting of the following, namely, I, President of the State Commission, Chairman. 2, or II, Secretary, Law Department of the State, Member. III, or 3, Secretary in charge of the department dealing with consumer affairs in the state, Member. 2, every member of the district forum shall hold office for a term of 5 years or up to the age of 65, whichever is earlier, and shall not be eligible for reappointment, provided that a member may resign his office in writing under his hand addressed to the state government, and on such resignation being accepted, his office shall become vacant and may be filled by the appointment of a person possessing any of the qualifications mentioned in subsection 1 in relation to the category of the member who has resigned. 3. The salary or honorum or other allowance payable to, or the other terms and conditions of services of the members of the district forum shall be such as may be prescribed by the state government. Jurisdiction of the district forum. 11. 1. Subject to the other provisions of this act, the district forum shall have jurisdiction to entertain complaints where the value of the goods or services and the compensation, if any, claim does not exceed rupees 20 lashes. 2. A complaint shall be instituted in the district forum within the local limits of whose jurisdiction? 8. The opposite party or each of the opposite parties where there are more than one at the time of the institution of the complaint actually and voluntarily resides or carries on business or has a branch office or personally works or gain or 1. Substituted by the Consumer Protection Amendment Act 2002, WEF 15-3, 2003. 2. Inserted IBIT. 3. Substituted for is less than rupees 1 lashi IBIT. 4. Inserted IBIT. And then this is S13 1.12 B. Any of the opposite parties where there are more than one at the time of the institution of the complaint actually and voluntarily resides or carries on business or has a branch office or personally works for gain, provided that in such case either the permission of the district forum is given or the opposite parties who do not reside or carry on business or have a branch office or personally work for gain, as the case may be, acquiesce in such institution, or C. The cause of action wholly or in part arises, manner in which complaint shall be made. 12. A complaint in relation to any goods sold or delivered or agreed to be sold or delivered or any service provided or agreed to be provided may be filed with the district forum by 8. The consumer to whom such goods are sold or delivered or agreed to be sold or delivered or such services provided or agreed to be provided. B. Any recognized consumer association, whether the consumer to whom the goods sold or delivered or agreed to be sold or delivered or services provided or agreed to be provided as a member of such association or not. C. One or more consumer where there are numerous consumers having the same interest with the permission of the district forum on behalf of or for the benefit of all consumers so interested, or D. The central and the state government. Explanation: for the purposes of this section, recognized consumer association means any voluntary consumer association registered under the Companies Act 1856, one of 1956, that's the Companies Act 1956, one of 1956, or any other law for the time being in force. Procedure on receipt of complaint. 13. The district forum shall, on receipt of a complaint, if it relates to any goods, A. Refer a copy of the complaint to the opposite party mentioned in the complaint, directing him to give his version of the case within a period of 30 days or such extended period not exceeding 15 days as may be granted by the district forum. B. Where the opposite party on receipt of the complaint referred to him under clause A denies or disputes the allegations contained in the complaint or omits or fails to take any action to represent his case within the time given by the district forum shall proceed to settle the consumer dispute in the manner specified in clauses C and G. I hope that's C and G. It might be E, but I see C and G. C, where the complaint alleges a defect in the goods which cannot be determined without proper analysis or test of the goods, the district forum shall obtain a sample of the goods from the complaint, seal it, and authenticate it in the manner prescribed, and refer the sample so sealed to the appropriate laboratory along with the direction that such laboratory. One, inserted by the Consumer Protection Amendment Act 1993, WEF 18-6-1993, two, substituted IBIT. And 1.13S13 of the Consumer Protection Act, I gotta read this too, makes an analysis or a test, whichever may be necessary, with a view to finding out whether such goods suffer from any defect alleged in the complaint or from any other defect, and to report its findings thereon to the district forum within a period of 45 days on the receipt of the reference, and within such extended period as may be granted by the district forum. D, before any sample of the goods is referred to any appropriate laboratory under clause C, the district forum may require the complaint to deposit to the credit of the forum such fees as may be specified for payment to the appropriate laboratory for carrying out the necessary analysis or test in relation to the goods in question. E, the district forum shall remit the amount deposited to its credit under clause D to the appropriate laboratory to enable it to carry out the analysis or test mentioned in clause C, and on receipt of the report from the appropriate laboratory, the district forum shall forward a copy of the report along with such remarks as the district forum may feel appropriate to the opposite party. F, if any of the parties disputes the correctness of the findings of the appropriate laboratory or disputes the correctness of the methods of analysis or tests adopted by the appropriate laboratory, the district forum shall require the opposite party or the complainant to submit in writing his objections in regards to the report made by the appropriate laboratory. G, the district forum shall thereafter give a reasonable opportunity to the complainant as well as the opposite party of being heard as to the correctness or otherwise of the report made by the appropriate laboratory, and also as to the objection made in relation thereto under clause F, and issue an appropriate order under section 14. 2. The district forum shall, if the complaint received by it under section 12 relates to goods in respect of which the procedure specified in subsection 1 cannot be followed, or if the complaint relates to any services. A, refer a copy of such complaint to the opposite party, directing him to give his version of the case within a period of 30 days, or such extended period not exceeding 15 days as may be granted by the district forum. B, where the opposite party, on receipt of a copy of the complaint referred to him under Clause A, denies or disputes the allegations contained in the complaint, or omits or fails to take any action to represent his case within the time given by the district forum shall proceed to settle the consumer dispute. 1. On the basis of evidence brought to its notice by the complainant and the opposite party, where the opposite party denies or disputes the allegations contained in the complaint, or or 2, on the basis of evidence brought to its notice by the complainant, where the opposite party omits or fails to take any action to represent his case within the time given by the forum. And S14 and 1.14 whenever we come back.